Hello everyone. If you think the world around you is safe and predictable, this story might prove you wrong. Get ready for something unsettling. What if the moment when everything seems to end is actually the instant when everything begins? What if death isn't the final chapter, but the opening page of another journey? Welcome to the Arcane Vault. Death is one of the few certainties of human life, yet it remains wrapped in mystery and fear. What really happens when we take our last breath? Is it nothingness or a gateway into something far greater? Today we explore the Bardo Thodol, known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. A text that has guided souls for over 1,000 years, revealing what happens in the space between death and rebirth. The journey begins. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your final breath leaving your body. Silence surrounds you. Suddenly, a radiant light appears, brilliant, boundless, welcoming. This is the moment described in the Bardo Thodol, the primordial light. If the soul recognizes it, liberation is instant. Enlightenment is possible in that very second. Yet most of us fail to see it, blinded by fear, attachments, and illusions created during life. 3 stages of the Bardo. According to Tibetan tradition, the soul passes through 3 stages. Chike Bardo, the moment of death. The elements of the body dissolve: earth, water, fire, air, space. Consciousness detaches, greeted by the primordial light. Recognition means freedom. Fear means confusion. Choni Bardo, the intermediate state. Here visions appear. Radiant deities or terrifying demons. But these beings are not external. They are projections of our own mind. To see through the illusion is to move closer to liberation. Sidpa Bardo, rebirth. If the light is not recognized, the soul is drawn into a new life, shaped by karma, the ripples of every thought, word, and action. Desire, fear, ignorance, they push the soul back into the cycle of samsara. The role of the mind. The Bardo Thodol teaches, the mind is the architect of our afterlife. Just as dreams reflect our fears and desires, so too does the Bardo magnify the contents of our consciousness. Terrifying judgments or heavenly visions all emerge from within us, which means the way we live now shapes the way we will die. Preparing for death is not about waiting. It's about cultivating clarity, compassion, and awareness today. Universal truths. Though Tibetan in origin, the message is universal. Egyptians spoke of the path of 2 truths. Greeks imagined crossing the river Styx. Christians describe a final judgment. Different cultures, one thread. Death is not the end. The Bardo Thodol stands apart because it's not only about dying, it's about living fully. It shows that death is a mirror, reflecting the life we've lived. The fears, attachments, and illusions we carry determine how we face the light. The ego's illusion. Why do so many souls miss liberation? Because of the ego. The ego clings to identity, possessions, fears. In the Bardo, it creates dazzling illusions, a celestial court, demons of guilt, or alluring desires. But all are shadows of our own mind. Recognizing this illusion is the key. Preparing for the journey. The text gives us 3 practices. Meditation, to quiet the mind and glimpse the light even in life. Self-knowledge, to understand the traps of ego and illusion. Acceptance, to embrace impermanence and let go of fear. Death, then, is not an enemy. It is a teacher, a reminder that everything changes, and that clinging is the true source of suffering. The final truth. Imagine for a moment that the light you see at death is not something external, but your true self. Pure consciousness, eternal and indivisible. The Bardo Thodol calls this the essence of reality. What if death is not a blackout, but a return to what we have always been? Closing. The Tibetan Book of the Dead reminds us, the journey of death begins long before our final breath. Every choice, every thought, every act prepares us to meet the light. So I ask you, when that moment comes, will you be ready to recognize it? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's explore this mystery together. Because in the end, death is not the opposite of life. It's part of the same eternal cycle. I believe the Bardo Thodol is not so much about death, but about us. About how our thoughts, habits, and choices create our own world, both after life and during it. And the question is, what will your world look like?